Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Princess Tomato in the Salad Kingdom. Last episode we defeated the Saladron monster, and Mr. Leek, to thank us, he gave us directions to the Resistance base. So we're going to start the chapter here, chapter 5, at the Resistance base. So kind of a short chapter, but we'll get to meet all the people, I can't say all, but most of the people in the Resistance, and we'll get some new equipment to and information that will allow us to go rescue Princess Tomato. So we start outside the base here, and it doesn't look very good. Percy and Sir Cucumber will mention about how the thing looks cracked, and they're afraid that it might fall apart. But luckily for us, it doesn't fall apart, so we'll be safe. Well, let's enter the base, and that's why we came. So, base is very, very small. It's basically 4 rooms. But we're doing a lot in these rooms and visiting them over and over again. Right now we can't visit the rooms on the right or the left. We'll see that the doors are locked, but I'm just going to go there anyway. Percy wants to take those lights, which are shaped like grapes. I forgot to talk with Percy, but I'll do it when I come back. But he basically mentions that I want to get those lights. So yeah, then when I tried to hit the lights, he said I can almost reach him, but he couldn't. So yeah, we check the doors. It's locked. The door on the left will also be locked. Check it out. Just to show that it is locked. Yes, Percy, it's the only door we're looking at. Percy commented that we're kind of acting like burglars. Well, we were burglars. That's how I ended up being in the jail. We stole the bookstore's the money out of his cash register after we assaulted him. So here we go. We see this room. We hear noises coming through the door. So this room we can actually enter. You check the door, we find out that it's not locked. You can hit it and someone will answer, but they won't really open the door. So did they really answer? I don't know, let's head on in. We'll be met with strange reception. Got some resistance troops who all look the same, but for some reason we're able to tell them apart in a little bit. Well, I guess we can't see it on their sprites here, but they must have rank on their uniforms, because we refer to them basically by their ranks. So, what you want to do is, you can't really do anything here, they don't really trust you, but if you show them the Yam Medallion they found, well, now they trust you. So now we can talk with them, we can find out their secret plans, which we basically already know. It's to rescue Princess Tomato. And once we talk with the troops, this lady comes in. And it's a human. And it's Lisa. And we're going to talk with Lisa and find out that Lisa is actually Princess Tomato's sister. I don't know how that works, but I guess they're related because she has red hair and tomatoes tend to be red when they're ripe. So, well, we talk with her. She mentions the general has a headache. Well, we got that aspirin back in chapter 2. We can finally put it to use. We give it to her, but she says that it's going to take a while until he recovers. So what we have to do is we have to leave here. And you basically got to leave the resistance base and then come back in. But before we do that, let's talk with all the troops here. So the major's a fit soldier, even though they all look the same. You know, the captain's a cool soldier. Soldier's a serious soldier. And the chief. So we have 2 officers, a major and a captain. We have a general, so that's a 3rd officer. We have a chief, which is I guess the warrant officer, chief warrant officer, and then we have 1 enlisted soldier, the sergeant, who's an NCO. So I wonder, like, this is the classic too many Indians, too many chiefs, not enough Indians. So we've got a whole bunch of these leadership positions, but it looks like there's no lower enlisted men. So We talk with all of them. They give us some ideas, what to expect in the future. Something about a creature called Bananda, and he has a Disomatic, and we're not prepared to fight him yet. Maybe the Resistance folks will have some stuff to arm us to fight him, which is exactly what will happen, but we're going to have to get permission to get their weaponry. Even though they now trust us to give us their plans, they still don't trust us to, I guess, arm us. But we've spent enough time, we can go talk with Lisa now, and she will tell us that the general is okay, and she's going to introduce us to him. So let's talk with the general. He's a Cantaloupe, General Cantaloupe. He's very dignified. We can hit him and praise him, like his mustache. A mustache, your question. Did you shave today, General? I think that mustache looks a little bit long for Army regulations. I was in the Army, so yeah, that mustache probably wouldn't fly. You can have a mustache, but it gotta be a certain length. His looks a little too long. But talking with him, he'll give us the crest of the Resistance. Tell us a little bit more about where Minister Pumpkin is. And these guys just basically say the same thing. The main thing you want to get out of it is that the guard to the ammunition room, he likes grape juice. Well, we've been carrying some grape juice around for a while, but unfortunately the guard isn't there yet. First we have to go to the right room here. The armor room is going to be on the left. And we can enter this room now. It's no longer locked. And we find out this is Lisa's room. She must have changed clothes because she had a white shirt in the cutscene. Now she looks like she's in green fatigues. The black combat boots. Looks like they're very shiny. She must have been very good at shining her boots. I was never good at shining my boots. I was so glad when I moved from the BDU, the battle dress uniform, to the Army combat uniform from the ACU, because then you didn't have to wear the black boots anymore. You wore the tan, the desert boots. So we can just look around her room. She got a bed of celery, a cushion of onion, a mirror, a picture. If you hit the picture, it'll fall off, and there's another picture. Yeah, you hit the picture, it falls off. Picture of Tom. Tom who? I don't know. Maybe he's Tom from MySpace. Back when that was more popular before Facebook. That was the big social media site. And I guess the guy who created it was Tom, because as soon as you signed up for an account, the first thing you would get was a friend acceptance from Tom. And he'd be like, welcome to MySpace. So talking with Lisa, she says she was cleaning and she lost her pendant, but she also let us know that she put all the garbage in boxes. Well, we know there's some boxes on the outside of the Resistance base, so we're going to head back outside. And you figure, she's like, I lost my pendant, I cleaned the room, put all the trash in the boxes. It seemed to make sense that you would go back and check the boxes, but she's too busy, I guess. So we're gonna go back, check, and we find an old banana skin, and inside the banana skin is a shiny object, which just turns out to be the pendant. If we look at the object, it's a pendant. So we're gonna take that pendant and take it back to Lisa. And then that is basically the sequence trigger that will make the guard, Grapey, appear outside the arms room. So let's head back into the Resistance base, head back to Lisa, give her the pendant. And like I said, she'll be thankful, and this will mainly, like I said, allow Grapey, the guard, to the door to the left to appear. So Grapey, we're going to give him some grape juice because he really, really likes grape juice, we've learned. And based on the picture, the sprite that we're going to see of him, it looks like he's not necessarily drinking grape juice, he's drinking wine. Because he looks kind of wasted. But I guess, Nintendo and their censorship policy with alcohol and stuff couldn't have been drinking wine. So he's just drinking grape juice. But wine is made out of grapes. So, make me think of another point-and-click adventure. Gabriel Knight 3. I got a copy of that. I actually found a copy. When I was in the Army, I worked in the Public Affairs Office down in Fort Polk, Louisiana. And I was cleaning one time some of the old offices. And as I was going through the old box and stuff, I found a copy of that game. I was like, oh, interesting, never heard of it. So it's not much to do on the Army base. So I took it home from my laptop and ended up playing it. Kind of liked it, so I will eventually play it on this, the point-and-click adventure game. But it's for the computer. Right now I have my capture card set up on the Wii, so I don't feel like planning on doing more of my Wii games right now. So it'll be a while until I play that game. But we gave Grapey the wine juice, but it's still going to be a while until we get into the arms room because he won't let us in. We have to go back to talk with Lisa. And somehow, even though this place is so small, somehow Lisa managed to talk with Grapey in the meantime and hear all about how we gave him grape juice, and that is going to cause her to unlock the arms room and give us permission to take anything we want from there. Alrighty, so let's go see what kind of weaponry the Resistance is holding here. Makes you wonder if is Lisa really in command? Because it wasn't the general giving permission; it was her giving permission to do all this stuff. So it's an army maybe run by. Well, I guess you have to assume that Lisa's royalty if she's the princess's sister. So I guess she must also be a princess. Assuming that the Salad Kingdom works like the regular kingdoms here on Earth. Well, we got a bunch of weird stuff, and unfortunately the only thing we were able to use is the nut bombs. So you think some of the other stuff might be equally useful. We got that machine gun there, but we don't have any ammo for the machine gun. As you can see, there's 4 boxes. They're all labeled nut bombs. And apparently the machine gun can only take peas. So, Percy mentions, we can't take it. He's like, we don't have any ammo. Percy's sleepy, by the way. Guess that means he's tired of running around the resistance base. So, can't take any beans, can't take the machine gun. The sword looks nice, but for some reason he thinks it's going to be useless. And let's take the nut bombs, the only thing we are able to take. And remember, the chief back in the meeting room mentioned that we weren't armed to take care of Bananda. But now that we have the nut bombs, we actually will be, he'll be confident in us in our ability to take on Bananda. So we head back to the meeting room, and we're going to talk with the chief, and that's going to be the sequence trigger for him to tell us where we can basically find Bananda. So let's talk with the chief. Now that you are well equipped to find Bananda's cave, you can go to the Peanut Village via the Carrot Plateau from this base. Alrighty, so now if we go back to the entrance of the base, there will be a new option for us to move, basically to the Peanut Plateau. So we'll head off toward the village, And that will end Chapter 5. So next episode will be in the Peanut Plateau, searching for Bananda's Cave. And we'll see what we can do there. So right now, just take down the password, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for following along. Have a good day. Bye.